OpenAI just filed for the largest tech IPO in history, and the entire AI tape is repricing around it, plus 4 more stories shaping today's market. Let's get into it. OpenAI confidentially filed its S-1 with the SEC on May 22nd, kicking off what bankers are already calling the largest tech IPO in history. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley lead the deal, with a fourth-quarter debut targeted, possibly as early as September. The pricing anchor is the $852 billion post-money from January's $122 billion round. Revenue is running $2 billion a month, and the ChatGPT ad pilot already hit $100 million in ARR in under 6 weeks. This is the single biggest repricing event of 2026. Every hyperscaler comp, every AI infrastructure name, every private mark trades off this filing. The bear case sits right in the S-1 risk factors. Cheap Chinese frontier models, plus NVIDIA-backed open weights from Mistral, threaten the pricing power that gets you to $1 trillion mark. Watch the IPO range first. If Goldman prints below $800 billion, Anthropic's $900 billion round resets the entire private AI complex lower. Cognition raised over $1 billion on May 27th at a $26 billion post-money, more than double the $10.2 billion mark set just 8 months ago. Lux Capital, General Catalyst, and 8VC co-led, with Founders Fund and Ribbit participating. Devon, the autonomous AI software engineer, is now at $492 million in ARR, with enterprise usage growing 50% month over month for 6 straight months. Mercedes-Benz, NASA, Goldman Sachs, and Santander are the named customers. This print validates autonomous coding as a distinct ARR scalable category, and it resets comps for every developer tool's name, from GitHub to JetBrains. The bear case. 53 times ARR only works if enterprise retention holds through the post-honeymoon period, and the fact that 90% of Cognition's own code is now written by Devon is either the strongest bull data point or single vendor risk in disguise. If retention holds through Q4, expect a secondary tender at $50 billion before year-end. At I/O on May 27th, Google made Gemini 3.5 flash the new default for AI mode in search globally, calling it the biggest upgrade to the search box in 25 years. Gemini monthly actives have doubled year over year to 900 million, now matching ChatGPT. Google also cut the Ultra subscription from $250 to $200 a month and launched a $100 developer tier, a clear price war response to GPT-5 and Claude. DeepMind picked up over 20 contextual AI researchers in an $80 to $90 million licensing deal. The strategic logic is straightforward. Defend search distribution at all costs, even if it accelerates model commoditization across the hyperscalers. The bear case. That same commoditization pressures gross margins exactly when CapEx is at record highs, and Google's own CapEx is part of the $725 billion big tech wave. Watch search query share. If Gemini Spark, the new 24/7 personal agent, holds users inside Google's Surface, the trade works. NVIDIA's first quarter fiscal 27, reported May 20th, printed $81.6 billion in revenue, up 85% year over year versus $78.8 billion consensus. Data center alone delivered $75.2 billion, now 92% of total revenue. The next quarter guide came in at $91 billion, a sequential acceleration, not a slowdown. And the capital return, a 25 times dividend hike plus an $80 billion buyback, is Jensen explicitly signaling this cycle has years left to run. This connects directly to the Cognition print. The ARR scaling autonomous coding agents need is exactly what data center capacity is now serving. The bear case. Hyperscalers are roughly half of data center revenue, and concentration risk is real if OpenAI's IPO timing slips, or if AMD's MI400, now tracking $7.2 billion for 2026 at $30,000 ASPs, closes the price-performance gap faster than expected. On May 19th, KPMG and Anthropic launched the Digital Gateway, powered by Claude, embedding Claude Cowork and managed agents into KPMG's global Azure platform across 276,000 professionals in 138 countries. This is the largest single Claude enterprise deployment to date, and a direct shot across OpenAI's enterprise positioning. Workflows that previously took weeks, like tax regulation agent builds, now run in minutes. The phased rollout starts with tax and legal, with full Azure deployment by September. Strategically, Anthropic is locking in a Big Four anchor right ahead of those $900 billion funding talks. Microsoft is the quiet winner. Azure is the substrate, even though the model isn't OpenAI. The bear case. Enterprise pilots are easy to announce and hard to monetize at the per-seat run rate analysts are baking into the $900 billion mark. If KPMG renews on consumption pricing by September, the Anthropic round prices clean. If it stalls, the round widens. The through line today is simple. Private AI is repricing in real time, and the OpenAI S-1 is the anchor that every other mark, every chip print, and every enterprise deal now trades against. If the Daily Alpha keeps you ahead of these prints, hit subscribe. This is the Daily Alpha, May 28th. We'll see you tomorrow.